Hi folks, I'm here with Darian Townsend, three-time South African Olympian. How are you today, Darian?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's great to be here in Charlotte.
I know we saw each other in Mesa. What's your opinion in terms of differences between Mesa and Charlotte? What you've seen, what you like? You having fun? Good opportunities here?
Yeah, it's definitely great to be here in Charlotte. It's my second time to the meet. I was back here in 2005, and then I moved out west and haven't really been back on the East Coast too much. So it's great to be back. It's always a fun meet, it's always a really competitive meet, so I'm glad to be here.
So, go ahead.
So I swam Mesa a couple weeks ago, and yeah, that went really, really well. I'd say I was a little bit more rested for Mesa. Kind of training with the university team, I kind of go with the flow of their training, and they had NC2As about 2 weeks before that, so it was a little bit more fresh at Mesa. And but yeah, obviously in hard training, just trying to get some good in-season times at the moment.
So take us a little bit back in history. I know I said three-time Olympian. I remember a great race in 2004 with you, Roland Schumann, a couple other guys. Tell us, what did that do for South African swimming?
Yeah, that was huge. It was my first Olympics. It was my pretty much my second big international meet. I made world champs the year before, and in fact we had the same relay team at world champs the year before and got 8th in the final. So a year later, we turned it around and managed to win that gold medal in Athens, and it was a really special moment. I think I was only 19 years old at the time, being so young and so kind of naive as to the world of international swimming. At the time it was a lot of fun and I appreciated it, but I don't think I really appreciated what we had done. And 2 Olympic Games later, after not getting a medal in either relays, it kind of goes to show you how tough it was and what we accomplished was so special.
Do you think it had a carryover to the club level in South Africa? Did you, I know you said you're so young, maybe you didn't notice it, but maybe now when you travel home and stuff, do you think that sort of set the stage for where South African swimming is today and maybe where it can go in the future?
Yeah, I think it definitely raised the awareness of swimming in South Africa, our achievements in Athens. Unfortunately, the 4 of us, I was still based in South Africa training for Athens, but as soon as I finished Athens, I headed off to the US here and started my college career. So unfortunately, I think, and the other 3 guys were also all based in Arizona. I don't think we quite took advantage of what we had done and kind of, we weren't really back home to kind of reap all the benefits. So yeah, it did create an awareness of swimming, but not maybe as big as maybe last year did, with our 2 homegrown medalists kind of living and training in South Africa. I think they've kind of contributed a little bit more to South African swimming at the home level. But I think still, what we did in Athens, it's history, and it was a great moment for South Africa, definitely.
And I definitely think you've done a great job, you and the rest of that relay team, in bringing South African awareness of swimming to the international level. Do you feel like maybe that was almost more the accomplishment, that the timing of it basically brought you all to the U.S., I won't say because of it, but in correlation with it? And do you think that sort of aided the opportunities for many of those younger swimmers to come to the U.S. and swim collegiately?
Yeah, definitely. I think it wasn't really a common thing back in 2000 through 2004 for South African swimmers to come over to the U.S. and swim. But I think after our success in Athens, it created an awareness that guys are going over to States, they're getting an education over there, they're also training through college. Which is something you cannot do in South Africa. Unfortunately, the universities there don't cater for swimming scholarships. There is no real swimming program in the university level. So I think many of the swimmers who were kind of done in high school back then were, once they went off to college in South Africa, they kind of quit the sport or just did it socially. Whereas I think after our success, people saw, hey, we can still swim through college. Let's go over to the States, let's experience something new. Let's get an education and let's continue to swim. And I think there's a lot more swimmers that come over now because of it.
That's great, and I think that's really, the key to swimming is being able to give people the opportunity to continue in the sport. Now, we just talked a lot about 2004. We're almost 10 years later. You're still in it, still loving it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a passion of mine for sure. For me to survive in the sport so long, if I didn't enjoy it, there's no ways I'd be here. So I really enjoy the everyday grind of getting up for training and, training when you're tired, both mentally and physically, and also racing when you're tired. You learn a lot about yourself when, you're not feeling so great in the water, but yet you get up and you go a decent time or you go a good time, mid-season. So, I still really enjoy the sport. I have a huge passion for it, and I'm glad still to be swimming at 28 years old.
Yeah, it's enjoyable watching you, and I know the rest of the fans out there, you know, the opportunities that we get with these Grand Prix series, a lot of people, I think, are, you know, really appreciative of it, and, you know, I just sort of, I guess, thank you for, you know, continuing with the sport and being so passionate about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look at all the other sports, the major sports, you know, baseball, football to some extent, basketball, guys play way into their 30s. You know, and why not swimming? You know, swimming, it is a tough sport. There's a lot of hours of training that's needed for the sport. But, you know, it's not as hard on your body as some of the other sports that the pros do. So, you know, why can't swimmers swim into their 30s? The main reason, I think, is financially. But I think the sport's getting better and better at marketing itself. And I think swimmers are getting better at marketing themselves too. So, you know, I'm going to swim for as long as I can. And, you know, and one day when I don't enjoy it, then, you know, I'll know it's time to hang up the goggles. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying every moment of it.
Well, that's awesome, and thanks for taking the opportunity to sit down with me today.
No problem.
Bye.